Welcome, everyone. You've tuned in for another deep dive. And today, well, you've brought us session 53 of the Law of One. It's quite a dense session.
It really is.
So, our mission, as always, is to carefully, meticulously unpack every single question and answer here. We're aiming for, a beautiful, insightful, really engaging, and positive analysis.
Absolutely.
We'll definitely touch on those core Law of One themes: love, light, the creator, free will, and especially, I think, the nature of contact in this one.
Yes. It's wonderful to get into session 53.
Yeah.
What always strikes me with the law of one is how everything connects. Each piece really builds on the others.
Mm-hmm.
And exploring this session, we'll see those connections, hopefully offering some fresh perspectives for you, the listener, on maybe your own understanding and just the unity of it all.
Okay, let's jump right in. Question 50.1. The questioner starts off referring to the instrument's condition as previously stated. That gives us continuity even if we don't have the prior details right here.
Right. It sets the context.
Then it moves to exercise. The question is about dropping from 2 hours daily to 1 now that an intensive period is apparently over.
And Riz's answer here is quite telling about balance, isn't it? They acknowledge the 2 hours were good for building vital energy long term.
Yeah, long-term benefits.
But also that it was causing weariness. It was hitting the instrument's limit.
So even good things can be overdone if they push you too hard right now. It's about finding that sweet spot.
Exactly. Finding a sustainable equilibrium. It's a really practical piece of advice, I think.
And Ra also throws in a little hint. It doesn't elaborate, but mentions being mindful of other aids to appropriate bodily distortions.
Yeah, what exactly those are, we don't get here, but it suggests a holistic view, perhaps, beyond just the physical exercise itself.
Then the question shifts to pain the instrument felt before the session. Was it an Orion attack? Ra's explanation is fascinating. It ties intention directly to the physical.
It really does. Ross says the discomfort mainly comes from the instrument's own subconscious will, this deep intention to reserve energy for the contact.
Wow. So the mind-body connection there is incredibly strong. Focusing energy for channeling can actually cause physical weakness symptoms.
It's a powerful illustration, yeah. How our inner focus shapes our physical reality. But it's not only that, is it?
No, you're right. Rhett confirms there is also a psychic attack happening, which then makes those existing physical tendencies worse.
It amplifies things.
Right, leading to the cramping, dizziness, the mental fog kind of stuff. It shows that interplay internal state and external energetic pressures.
Mm-hmm. It really highlights the energetic environment these interactions take place in.
Hmm?
Protection and awareness seem key.
Okay, moving to 53.2. This is about someone name potentially attending. Raz, very welcoming, saying, name belongs with this group in the spirit.
That really emphasizes the energetic connection, doesn't it? Beyond just being physically present.
Yeah. And the suggestion to maybe hold off on special meditative periods until name can join physically, it shows real consideration for the group's harmony.
A thoughtful approach to integration, yeah.
And then this suggestion, sending name a photo of James Allen with a loving inscription to hold during meditation. The reasoning is quite insightful.
It's brilliant, actually. Ra sees a shared tendency, maybe shyness or solitude, in both name and James Allen. So the photo acts as this kind of gentle, energetic bridge. It helps bypass potential awkwardness or energy spent on just initial greetings.
To create harmony right from the start.
Exactly. And the reciprocal idea, a photo of name for James Allen, makes it a mutual supportive exchange. Really beautiful.
It really is. Okay, 53.3. Here the questioner shifts gears after a trip to Laramie. They want to clarify things for Book 1, especially around UFOs and wanderers to avoid misunderstandings.
Right. Setting the stage for some transient questions, as they call them.
First up, the entities contacting Betty Andreasen, what's their affiliation? Ra's response is cautious. They call the query marginal.
And immediately mention the potential loss of polarity from abridging free will with a direct answer. Polarity loss meaning basically disrupting the positive energy alignment needed for clear contact.
It brings us straight back to that core principle. Free will is paramount. Ra's hesitant to just label specific contacts.
Yeah, non-interference is key, even just in sharing info sometimes. But what Ra does say is very revealing.
It is. They describe these entities as Confederation members, and their method, it's about carefully planting imagery.
Symbols like death, resurrection, love, peace.
To convey love and hope, but subtly, without violating free will, like planting seeds in the subconscious.
Yeah, exactly. It's providing a thought-level experience. using symbols with deep meaning but allowing personal interpretation, not forcing a narrative.
And Ra adds that this kind of contact isn't random. It targets people with similar home vibrations and needs approval from the Council of Saturn.
Which points to a very structured, responsible approach from the Confederation. There's a process.
Definitely. And the key characteristics Ra mentions, non-painful thoughts, a message of hope, a new dawn, not doom. Those are important markers to distinguish them from, well, other types of contact.
Absolutely crucial differentiators we'll likely see more of.
So following that, in 53.4, the questioner offers to keep Ra's answer private to protect that polarity. Ra's reply is pure free will principle.
That which we offer you is freely given and subject only to your discretion.
Simple, powerful. The information is a gift. What you do with it is your choice. No strings attached.
Exactly. No imposition at all.
Then, 53.5. A very direct question about the blue book from the Andreessen case. Ra's answer.
Just no.
Sharp and clear. A boundary.
Yeah, suggests it's either off limits due to free will or just not relevant to Ra's purpose here. Not every question gets answered.
Right. Okay, 53.6 and 53.7 move into Confederation contact methods. Ra confirms they could describe them.
And when asked for the most efficient method,
They point to this very channeling because it infringes least on free will.
that really hammers home their core approach, doesn't it? Respecting free will above all. Direct intervention is out. Channeling allows information transfer while honoring everyone's autonomy.
And Ra then specifies that thought projections, what we might call close encounters, are primarily aimed at wanderers on Earth.
Suggesting a specific strategy, focusing on those souls who came here from elsewhere to help. Wanderers, having that different resonance, might be more receptive to these subtle prompts.
Prompts designed to awaken their own inner knowing.
Precisely.
So, 53.A asks for an example. A wanderer meeting a social memory complex, which is basically a group consciousness, right?
Yeah, collective entity.
Yeah.
And Ra gives the case of Morris.
This is a great example. The contrast is key. Others around Morris had negative contact experiences.
But Morris, being a positive wanderer, was physically impervious to that negativity. The Confederation's approach was different.
How so?
They worked through his inner voice, his intuition, guiding him somewhere specific.
And there, he saw an entity that looked like the negative contact's thought form.
But the intent was totally different. Not fear, but awakening.
To spark his desire to seek truth about the experience, about his whole reason for being here.
Exactly. Activation, not control. And Ransan that the detail's duration, imagery, are tailored to the wanderer's own subconscious expectations. It's personalized.
Very gentle, very respectful. Now, 53.9, the questioner assumes these Confederation close encounters use thought form craft. Have wanderers recently encountered landed thought form craft?
Ra says yes, it happens, but it's less common than Orion encounters. And then Ra adds that little comment.
Ah, yes, the perspective shift. Ra finds the term close encounter, kind of, humorous.
Because in a universe of total unity where all is oneself, what does close even mean?
Right, it challenges our whole idea of separation and distance. A profound point.
It really invites us to rethink boundaries. In this view, all connection is already there.
Okay, 53.9 and 53.11 tackle something maybe unexpected. Can positive wanderers sometimes encounter negative Orion entities?
And Ra confirms yes, it happens, though not often.
The reasons given suggest limitations in how Orion perceives things.
Right. Either they misjudge how deeply positive the wanderer is, or they intentionally try to disrupt that positive influence on the planet.
But Ra also says Orion usually goes after weaker-minded individuals, those with less mental or spiritual focus.
Suggesting wanderers aren't their typical targets for negative interaction, probably due to their energetic strength and positivity.
Question 53.12 circles back to the variety of contact experiences. How does the Confederation generally try to awaken wanderers?
Rad emphasizes it's varied, but the goal is always to reach the conscious and subconscious without causing fear.
Gentle methods again.
Yes.
Yeah.
Aiming for experiences that feel meaningful and understandable to the individual, often happening in sleep or just during everyday life.
And close encounters, as we picture them, aren't the main way.
Not necessarily, no. It's much more subtle and tailored.
So 53.13 asks specifically about the physical examination scenario. How does that fit with wanderers and contacts from either group, Confederation, or Orion?
This is crucial. Ra says the wanderer's own subconscious expectations play a huge role in the thought form experiences the Confederation offers.
So if a wanderer subconsciously expects something like an exam,
The Confederation, trying to minimize fear, might present the thought form that mirrors that expectation, but as gently as possible. It's meeting them where they are, mentally and energetically.
Which leads right into 53.14. The questioner asks if both groups seem to perform these exams. Ra corrects that assumption very clearly.
Yes, this distinction is vital. Orion uses the physical examination deliberately to terrify, to make someone feel like a lab animal, to show control.
Including, disturbingly, the sexual experiences sometimes reported.
Exactly. That's part of their fear and domination tactic. Whereas Confederation thought forms are subjective, not usually physical in their density,
Yeah.
and designed to avoid distress.
Huge difference in intent and method. So 53.15 confirms close encounters can be from either group, Confederation or Orion.
But Ross states that the majority of contacts reported are actually Orion-oriented.
That's a pretty significant statement.
It really underscores the challenge. The Confederation works within strict limits of free will, while negative forces may be more overt, perhaps leading to more reports. It reflects the planet's current energetic state, too.
Question 53.16 digs into Orion's strategy. Who do they target on the harvestability spectrum?
Rai admits it's hard to give a precise answer, but offers some really useful insights.
They usually target those they see as weaker-minded, right? Easier to spread their control-based philosophy.
Yes. Interestingly, they do sometimes interact with highly negative Earth humans for information exchange.
But that's risky for Orion, too.
Apparently, yes. There's a rig those negative humans might try to control them.
And contact with highly positive people.
That's rare for Orion. It risks disrupting their own negativity unless they can somehow depolarize the positive person, which Raya says is extremely uncommon.
So the bottom line is Orion prefers physical contact with those they perceive as easier to influence or dominate.
That seems to be the gist of it, yes.
Which leads perfectly to 53.17. Can you tell the source of the contact by how it feels, by its lasting effect?
Ray confirms this. Absolutely. Fear, doom, feeling controlled. Yeah. Likely Orion.
Hope, friendliness, feeling inspired to serve others.
That points towards the Confederation. It's a key energetic signature to look for, a practical tool for discernment.
Very useful. Okay, 53.18 and 19. More transient questions, this time about how Confederation entities look.
Ra explains it varies. Fourth density beings depend on their specific physical vehicle.
But those who can easily pass for human here.
They're most often fifth density, Ra says. Suggests more adaptability or control over form at that level.
Okay. And 53.20 just confirms the same general idea applies to the Orion group's appearances in fourth and fifth density.
Right. So appearance alone isn't a reliable guide. You can't judge the book by its cover, essentially.
Back to the feeling, the energy.
Exactly. The energetic signature is key.
Question 53.21 is another direct one about name Silverflex, and another immediate refusal from Ra.
Infringement. Plain and simple. Respecting personal boundaries again.
Absolutely. Then 53.22, a personal one for the questioner. Feeling sick during a talk by Carl Rasch. Was it an Orion attack?
Ra confirms the questioner's suspicion was correct.
Why then?
Because positive people nearby wanted to learn the law of one, and the questioner was about to speak. The attack aimed to disrupt that.
And Ray notes the risk is higher when you're alone, outside the group's amplified energy field.
It shows the reality of energetic opposition when trying to share positive information, and the protection found in harmonious groups.
Okay, almost there. 53.23, the last query for this session. A childhood memory of the questioner and the instrument seeing a ball of lightning.
Ray's explanation is quite lovely. They call it a visit from your people, a well-wishing.
A comforting touch right at the end of the working. Like a reminder of unseen support.
A nice little glimpse of ongoing connection, yeah.
And the session closes with 53.24. The questioner apologizes for the transient questions, worried about losing polarity.
Ray reassures them, says the instrument is fine, and gives that simple, potent advice. Guard your alignments carefully.
Maintain that positive focus and integrity.
Especially when dealing with all these complex energies. And then the closing, in the love and light.
Wow, what an incredibly rich session that was. So much detail on Confederation versus Orion methods, the role of wanderers, subconscious expectations.
It really laid out some crucial distinctions, and always circling back to free will and that need to discern the energy of an interaction. Is it fear-based, or is it rooted in love and hope?
Mm-hmm. And even those questions the questioner called transient, they really weren't, were they? They provided so much necessary context.
Absolutely. Essential clarifications for anyone trying to understand these complex topics, especially things like contact experiences.
So for you listening, maybe this deep dive offers a new way to think about things. Consider your own experiences, maybe moments of intuition or unusual events and the feelings associated with them.
Yeah. Could the principles we talked about today, free will, subconscious influence, discerning energy, offer a different perspective? It's definitely an invitation for more personal exploration within the law of one framework.
A beautiful thought to leave everyone with. Namaste. I am you, and you are me.